Mike Gill, State of Corruption. I showed you a video just a few days ago called The Simple Plan, where I sent the 91A Truth of Information Act to the banking department because I knew they set me up. The AG's office set me up. It's in the materials. We got them back. That's right. Richard had his notes are in here. Now, they redacted a lot of stuff because I knew that they would. I told you that they would. I set them up so they would. Right. They weren't going to give us the information and turn themselves in. So they had to redact and see what I was going to do to try to get them unredacted. That's where you come in. You see, they're not going to turn themselves in. This is criminal information with the AG's office, banking department that'll get you drug launderers and the drug launderers, the drug dealers, the politicians that protect them in the courts. That gives you Anderson from the court, Judge Anderson. That gives you Richard Head from the AG's office. This gives you Perlow and Little, the commissioner for the banking department. We get the drug dealers. We get the politicians that protect them. We get the courts. And I am telling you the information and evidence is here. Now, how do we get to open this up when they've got all the doors covered? You see me go to Washington. You see me go to the FBI, the AG's office, right? And they are covering. But this is what we do. How many people on State of Corruption are asking me, what can we do to help? We know it's corrupt, but what are we going to do? We're going to picket? We're going to protest? No, we're going to get smart. All right? How do you think I'm still here? They had every crayon in the box. All right, now let's think about this. What we do have is millions of us. Okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to take a trip with you to the post office. Right. We're going to drop this package off to Judicial Watch. Now, Mr. Lyons, you can't say you don't have it. And it is complete, and it is factual, and you'll make history. We'll also send a package to the Department of Justice. Now, you're going to see me physically put it in a mailbox because I need you to see that, right? So you saw that this evidence went to them. Then I'm going to need you to make phone calls, which we're going to post the numbers to Judicial Watch and the Department of Justice. Right. Look at Mike Gill's evidence. And we're going to make history, and we're going to do it together. And we're going to create a platform for justice. What I found out was there was no one to go to. And when you did go to that person, they came at you and told the others. So it was a collective ambush. I am giving you the answer. You can come to State of Corruption. We'll investigate. We'll have your neighbors, your fellow citizens, people across this country watching your situation, watching their situation. And when we catch these people, we act in numbers and say, we want this investigated, or the next one we want investigated, you ready, Judicial Watch, Department of Justice, would be you. Because there's no other reason when the evidence is this conclusive. Why do you think that the FBI never used the word investigate? The U.S. attorney wouldn't use the word investigate because a moron would catch them if you did, right? So the next thing you're going to do is see me go to the post office and drop this in the mail. And then I need you to follow up with those phone calls. I can't tell you how close we are. We're closer than I could have imagined. I took a shot. 10 years for just a chance to be in the opportunity we are right now. I am telling you, they're running scared. Did you notice what President Trump called New Hampshire a drug den? Now, how do you get to be a drug den without arresting any drug dealers that don't look like a drug addict? Right. This is how. And it'll work in your state. We get the banking commission in your state. I am telling you they're laundering money. We turn them over and get the AG's office that's protecting them. Now you're into the cover-up of the state. Now we get the judges that are protecting these drug dealers and these politicians, and we get them all. It's the size of their corruption which intimidates. Don't forget, it's the size of their corruption that'll pull them down by their own weight, because at the end of the day, they're going to turn on one another. Mike Gill, State of Corruption. At the post office, you're going to see a little snapshot of us handing over those boxes. One to the Department of Justice and one to Judicial Watch. Evidence that will put dirty politicians, drug dealers, drug launderers, the courts, Judge Anderson, the AG's office, not just in New Hampshire, but across this country. This is how they're doing it. And this is how we break through. Now I'm asking you to make phone calls. I'm going to show you these numbers. To call Judicial Watch, to call Mr. Lyons, call the Department of Justice, leave messages for AG Sessions, and saying Mike Gill brought evidence that could change the corruption across this country. Shows you how the drug dealers are laundering money in our country and in our states. Mike Gill.